When we started doing our time drawings for this character, I wanted to somehow relate this to the synopsis of my thesis, which is about exploring queer identity and theory in Appalachia. I began thinking of a hooded woman covered in a dark cloak as my sketches progressed. I think that the character itself can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but I think that she could be a depiction of mental health, specifically revolving around how it feels to be stuck in an environment that isn't really accepting of who you are. I know that personally, being in those kind of situations, you tend to cover your emotions and hide your identity, and I felt that she could be a personification of those feelings. Since she is a representation, I don't really think that she has a name, and I feel that leaving her unnamed allows anyone to take this representation and tie it into their own feelings and experiences. Modeling in Maya was a bit difficult for me, specifically trying to keep the geometry even because I had never really modeled any clothing before, and a main portion of her body is her cloak. So I tried my best to create a low poly version of the cloak that she was wearing with her hood, along with a base for her face and her sleeves. Once I was satisfied with the way that the base low poly model for this character looked, I moved her into ZBrush and I felt a lot more comfortable in that software. I began to experiment with trying to create some clothing textures, specifically the wrinkles in her cloak, and I used clay buildup and standard brushes to create that effect. Then I was able to sculpt out her facial details using some preset brushes and tweaking them to my liking.